What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review. This is The Handmaid's Tale, Season 6, Episode 1, Train. This is the first episode of the final season of the original Handmaid's Tale. The spinoff, which will be called The Testaments, is supposed to begin in 2026, which is next year. I am going to be doing a giveaway this season. I was not prepared today to actually say what I'm going to do, but I'm going to be giving away the book, The Handmaid's Tale, along with the Testaments to one lucky winner. Come back to the next episode for us to start that giveaway, y'all, because I meant to do it in a whole another fashion. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, say that you like the video so that way I can pop up in the algorithm. If you're coming back, hey girl, what's up? And hey to my fellas too that's out there. I appreciate you being here, watching, and always commenting on the videos. We like to get interactive down in the comment section, child. Word of warning, if you've never seen me before, I cuss. I give these recaps and reviews in my own opinion, in my own voice. So I talk to you the same way I would talk to a friend. Some of my opinions will be harsh. I don't apologize for any of them until I actually apologize. Okay? Basically what that means is you probably ain't gonna get no apology from me, from anything that comes out of my mouth. Unless I'm wrong, then I'll let you know, hey, I was wrong about that. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're going to roll right into this episode the same way they are rolling on this train. We pick it right up, right where we left off at the end of Season 5. I thought there was going to be a slight time jump, but no, they didn't give it to us like that. We actually on the train with June and Jellybean in her arm. I still refuse to call that child Nicole. Her mama named her Holly, okay? It was Serena Joy that named her Nicole, and she gonna either be Jellybean or Holly when I talk about her. I nickname people, so you're gonna have to get used to it. Gotta go back and watch the other videos if you want to know who these nicknames are. Sometimes I'll repeat, sometimes I won't. Okay, one thing that I noticed, Jellybean is not the same child. That baby should be 4 or 5 years old right now. June had Jellybean in the second season, which was actually 2 years after she had got to the Waterfords. We're at a time and place right now, which is technically 7 years after she got to the Waterfords. That baby should be 5. However, Elizabeth Moss, she actually had a baby during these 2 years they've been gone. That child in that stroller is her own child. The same way that Yvonne Strankovic, is that how you pronounce her last name? When she had her baby, when she had Noah on the show, that was her actual baby that she was bringing to set with her. Okay, but anyway, we on this train with them. We on this train. And who else is on the train? Serena Joy and baby Noah, little goober. So we're gliding across the river. And we're going through this openly dense forest, like nothing but tall stalks and stalks of green pine trees for miles and miles. I am a nature geek. That aerial shot that they did was absolutely breathtaking for me. Okay, and there was no checkpoints they were going through, so they weren't out of Canada. They were still traveling across Canada. I'm telling you, Elizabeth Moss hates me. Poetry. She got to, because she has to, because she knows how much I hate for June to stare into the camera. She know I hate this, and then they zoom in for the close-up on her face, right? All within the first minute of the show, we see June sitting Indian style on the floor, holding little baby Noah in her arms, because Jellybean is way bigger than that, okay? Or it should be. Jellybean is way bigger than that. And she looks directly at us in the camera and smiles as to say, fuck your poetry. That's what she's saying. That's exactly what she was saying. I'm telling you, I know it. I know it for a fact. I know it to be true. It's got to be a cast member, a writer of the show, somebody watching my recaps and reviews and reporting back to her how much I dislike to see her face in the screen like that. It got to be. But yes, that is baby Noah little goober that she's holding, and Jelly Bean is sitting right next to her in her stroller. Okay. What was I finna say? I lost my train of thought. Serena Joy was off to the bathroom, and she returns to the car, and her and June seem to be best buddies to me. That's what it seemed like to me. I could never fuck her to the end of the time. That's how I felt for her. For real. She raped you. She degraded you. She beat you. She tortured you. She stole your child. There's no way in hell. No way in heaven. No way on God's green earth that I am now buddy with your bitch ass. Ain't no way. I mean, I can feel a little empathy. And it's little scotchy that a little empathy. And if I choose to, maybe, be cordial to you, give you a head nod, something like that. But if I choose to not take your ass out myself, not kill you anymore because of me and my God and how he's still live for me, we ain't gonna be cool. We ain't gonna be having no conversations. Go over there with that. Miss me with that. But they chatted up for a few, and it seems that June ain't really cool with her for real, but she was still having too much conversation for me. Serena Joy is sitting there telling her of her struggles of being a mama these last few days and not being able to sit down and put Noah down for like 3-4 days. She has to be holding him this entire time because she had nobody to lean on. But now she got June. She feels safe. She feels like she could rest. June is here. Hip hop hooray. But June is still in pain because it was just yesterday that truck rolled over her. And remember, it backed up over her arm. Her arm is still broken. So Serena Joy is sitting up here whining about not being able to put her doggone baby down for the past few days because she ain't have no help. And June is the one sitting there holding her damn baby with a broke ass arm. Holding her baby for her. Now Serena Joy, she is shocked. Like, what you mean you got hit yesterday? You just got ran over? What you talking about? And then June was like, yeah, just yesterday. Truck, it wasn't a car. A truck backed over and rolled over me and everything. And she's like, June, you are an exceptionally tough woman. You should know, Serena Joy. You should know, as many times as you tried to break her, you should know how tough she has become. Okay, well, June was actually flattered by her compliment. Thank you, and she decided she was going to share what was going on. She said it was Gilead that tried to kill her. Remember, the last thing she saw as far as the truck was concerned was that bumper sticker with the Gilead sticker on it and that symbol. If he wasn't with Gilead, he was a Proud Boy. I'm telling you, he was one of them if he wasn't exactly with them. And the Proud Boys with them, as far as I know. So Serena Joy said, well, I guess they hate us both. Talking about Gilead. Jim said, girl, we ain't the same. We are not the same. And so just Serena Joy come with, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Serena Joy, girl, you are the enemy. What the fuck are you talking about? You are the enemy. Okay? And I'm like, I'm going to revise that for you, child. The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy, but somebody maybe I could use in the future for my own benefit. That stuff right there. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. And she kept on telling her, so we could put all that stuff behind us now. Can we? I swear, as a black person, I can't stand to hear somebody say, forget about a girl. We can forget all about it. We can put that behind us. It's water under the bridge. We've been hearing about that shit for so many doggone years. Like, they just want us to forget about all the pain and torment and trauma that they have caused us. No, sir. That's not finna happen. June is like, whatever, girl. Whatever floats your boat, whatever helps you sleep at night, y'all have it. But Serena Joy is sitting there really trying to make it seem like we all are one. We are the same person. Are we? Do. We all are one. Same universal world. No, girl, we not. We are not. You know what? Let's open up the emoji vault right now. Let's open up the emoji vault, right? Can you tell me the name of that song? Or the person who sings it? Either one. Both, it's fine. And you're going to get a bright, shiny, freshly polished, miniature Statue of Liberty. Okay? Straight out the emoji vault. Straight out the emoji vault. Just drop your answer in the comment section and I'll give you that prize. Okay, so Serena Joy tells her, well, girl, by tomorrow we will be out of Toronto. We will be miles away, 1,000 miles away out of Toronto. The Wheelers will be 1,000 miles behind us. Even Gilead will be 1,000 miles away. Tomorrow we can start to forget. Only thing that I've learned living this short life that I've lived is never forget. Never forget, because history always has a way of repeating itself. One of my lifers asked me yesterday on the episode 6 video, I am still going to finish out season 1, asked me why were we going back to the beginning to get to the end. Never forget where you came from. Never forget how it started, because history would be doomed to repeat itself. Okay? Well, June, she's not going to forget. It's no way. She's been through too much. She's been through too much. She's done too much to ever forget. But she falls asleep. As she falls asleep, she starts to dream of Hannah, a teenager now, okay? Strolling through a field of lavender flowers, or lavender color flowers. I'm not sure, was it lavender or hyacinth? I wasn't sure which one it was. But anyway, lavender is the last color that Hannah was seen in. It was a sign that she was off to her new school, in which she was preparing to be a wife. 12 or 13, chap. 12 or 13. And the images kept June from resting fully. She awakes, comes fully alert. It's actually been hours. And she realizes Jelly Bean is not in her stroller, child. And she starts to panic. Of course, I knew. You probably knew too. Serena Joy had this baby, right? But I feel like Serena Joy took the baby because her guilty self, wants June to like her. She wants June to trust her and see her as a friend, because she needs somebody right now. She's all alone in this world. And so she decided that she was going to steal Jelly Bean away from her, but just for a little moment so June could rest, which is basically what she told her when they found him. Funny thing is, June woke and saw Jelly Bean wasn't in her stroller. She took off and left that stroller behind her, but when she found Serena Joy, Jelly Bean was in the stroller. Little mistake in the editing right there. Little mistake in the editing. Serena didn't have a stroller, y'all. Remember, she's been carrying Noah for all of these days. She couldn't set him down. He didn't have a stroller, child. Anyway, June heads off to another car, and we are confirmed they are still in Canada. So Serena Joy mentioned that they had just left Winnipeg 6 hours ago, and even more people are on the train now. So I was like, okay, forgive me if I'm wrong. This is a passenger train, not a local metro rail. I don't live in Canada, so if you live in Canada, let me know. Why they standing up on a passenger train? Like, you know how the local rails have you standing up and riding, you got to hold the little handrail there, or you hold the thing, whatever. I don't think that's on a passenger train, at least none that I've been on. Everybody got seats. But again, this is a train that's in Canada, so I don't know. June says they should have food. She was hungry. The babies was hungry, right? Especially since this is not a car specifically for runaways. They're letting other passengers on and other passengers off, who all seem to be riding at free will. Serena Joy thinks it's safer for them to stick together. June is like, we're not together. We're not together. One of the other passengers told her that there was food in car 6, so she can go up there and get some food, but she didn't think that she was going to be able to get through. Well, June, she may not make it through. She hot. She flushed. She looked dizzy. And she's in pain. That arm is giving her the blues. She just had surgery, right? She needs to be in a freaking hospital. Anywho, Serena Joy came to her side and goes say, I'm gonna go. Well, she's gonna go for the food anyway, because June just did not look well. Serena Joy, she did not come back with food. Instead, she came back with a doctor, and June was pissed. Okay, understandably, because you don't know who the fuck this man is. You don't know who he is on this train, nor who they serve. June's face should be so recognizable. I don't understand why it's not. But so far, nobody has recognized her. Serena Joy's face should be so recognizable. Why it's not, I didn't understand. I bet if I walked down the street and I saw Harriet Tubman, I would recognize her. If I walked down the street and I seen the old musky one, I would recognize him. Okay? They have not dyed their hair or cut it. Neither of them. Why are they not being recognized? A whole country is starting to rise up because of these two. Okay? Another country, if you want to call Gilead one, was spotlighted because of these two. And don't nobody recognize them? Don't nobody notice them? This trip shouldn't be this smooth. It shouldn't be this smooth. Well, they started to have a little back and forth about Jelly Bean, and Serena Joy called June by her name. Dr. Bryant looked, paused, like, who she say? What was the name you said? Okay. They were too busy bickering with each other to notice that he took notice of them. So, over in New Bethlehem, Nick is being brought back to Rose in handcuffs to see Commander Roy. Remember last time we saw Nick, he had punched out Commander Joey. He wasn't necessarily a prisoner, so to speak. Well, they was releasing him because they did drop him off and they just rolled the fuck out. Told him that Commander Wharton was waiting for them. Rose was waiting on the porch, but she rolled out and went back into the house while he stood there outside for a smoke. And I was like, when did he start smoking? Life got you stressed out, huh, Nick? Life got you stressed out. So Nick goes to meet with Commander Wharton. Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale. Why y'all keep doing this to me? First y'all make me hate Stabler. And now you got Will from The Good Wife in here. Y'all are disrespectful as fuck. I'm telling what the fuck is gonna happen next? Next y'all gonna have Harvey Specter walk up in here. Then it'll be over. Louis Litt, McSteamy, what y'all gonna have going on? Y'all finna ruin some of my good white folks that I like to watch characters, my good white male characters. I was really surprised to see Josh Charles though, because I thought we had already met Rose's father. There was a dinner, I remember. And I thought he came down then, and it wasn't Josh Charles. This is Josh Charles' first time in this role. But, maybe they just had to switch it up a little bit, okay? So, Nick says to him that he needs to apologize for punching Commander Joey. He understands that Rose is mad. She has every right to be. And Wharton is like, yep, you do. You need to apologize. But I understand. But don't you think it's time to put your childish ways away? Prioritize your family. Don't you think that? You act right. We still got a place for you at the top. We still got a place for you. He's already elevated himself to a commander, but there's still people over there. Remember the DC level people, which is where Wharton has been these last few years. He said, I can go smooth things over with Commander Joey, and then I'm going to come back home and I'm going to see you later. I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean come back home? So in New Bethlehem, Nick has to live with his father, or his father-in-law. What exactly is going on? Okay, I had to pause for a second. I had to look up where this place was, because that beachfront was beautiful. I just told y'all I was a nature geek. The beachfront was absolutely stunning. So don't worry, y'all, I already looked it up before recording. Crystal Beach is located up in Canada in Fort Erie, Ontario. That's where those homes are at. And the properties, they normally go for like $900,000 up to like, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, to possibly about $2 million, for a 6-bedroom, 4-bath, something like that. The ones they pictured in the background is the $900,000 homes. And on Zillow, I went on Zillow, child, to find out where these houses at, and it was the $900,000 homes right there. So here's the tea. Like I said, Wharton is one of the big wigs in DC, and he is choosing not to go back. He's gonna keep his eye on all of them there. All of them. He gonna be staying indefinitely. He said, because of priorities. Okay. And I was like, Lord, I got a feeling he gonna be worse than Stabler. I got that feeling. Me and Nick was like, fuck. For real though. So back on the train, Serena Joy took it upon herself to move the men around and make space for the mothers. You know, she got to do something nice. See, we all deserve our own place for the moms to be. Even cooked out the single women for the mothers to be there. It's all sounding too eerie to me. You think it's a nice gesture, but what they doing in our government? What J.D. Vance tell us, that single people and women who don't have babies and don't matter. They only care about the women with the mothers. So it seemed like it's a nice gesture, but as this episode goes on, we see Serena Joy's true colors start to come back out again. So June, she went to go make a phone call. She got to speak with Moira, and we all know that Luke is being detained, or he was detained at the train station. Serena Joy's like, what you mean Luke was detained? For what? And she told him for defending me. You know, the man that rolled over her, Luke got out his ass, and he died from the result of it. Okay, child, if Serena Joy say one more time, once we get to Vancouver, all will be forgotten, and you can start over. You could find your husband, he could meet you there, and you could start over. You'll have your family again and forget about all of this. We could forget about who we were. You would like for everybody to forget about you, wouldn't you? You would like for everybody to forget about you, wouldn't you? Girl, bye. Because Hannah Banana is still there. What are you talking about? There is no forgetting. There is no forgetting. Well, I don't know why I didn't recall that they were supposed to be going to Vancouver, but June relays a message from Moira that says that they're not being allowed in Vancouver. And I was confused about this train again. So this train is not specifically just for the refugees. It's a mix of people. So how is this train about to be rerouted? Or is it? Or all the stops along the way, well, they stopping in Winnipeg and they picking up refugees from there too? Is that what happened? And this entire train is for refugees? I don't know. But how Moira know this information about the train being rerouted, but nobody on the train does? They don't know where the hell they're going? That's confusing me. She said the train is not going to Vancouver anymore. Okay. They don't even know where they're headed. They made a pact, her and June, to stick together and to help each other. June was reluctant, yes indeed. She said she didn't want her help. She didn't want Serena Joy help. But Serena Joy insists, even if she didn't want her help, she gonna give it to her anyway because it's God's will for her to do so. She gonna force her way into this girl's life. Back in Toronto, Moira, heavily make-upped Moira, they bust her into Mark's office, and she tells him that she got footage now. Okay, she went and collect everybody's Ring doorbell cams, and she got footage showing that Luke was simply defending his wife, and that's enough evidence to clear his name. And so Mark tell her, you know what, I'll do whatever I need to do with everything in my power to help him. Moira says, that's like telling me you ain't finna do shit. So don't sell me that bullshit. Don't sell me that BS line. All that really means is you don't have the power to do anything. I used to tell people that all the time. I'm gonna do everything in my power to help you. Well, the U.S. presence is hanging on a balance, hanging on a string in Canada, because Canada is now about to normalize relations with Gilead. This is how I felt about Trudeau when he sat down and had that meeting with Trump in Mar-a-Lago, and then all of a sudden he came back to Canada and decided to resign from his post. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? What they got going on? Okay, you know, we still are celebrating some of the moves that Canada is making, but I was like, well, what is Trudeau really doing? And that's what that reminded me of when they said Canada is normalizing relations with Gilead. They about to become the 51st state. Is that what it is? Oh, well, we can't say 51st because Alaska and Hawaii is the United States, and then everybody else, majority of the whole East Coast is all Gilead. The rest of the West Coast, from across the Mississippi on, is still rebelling. So, anywho, In order to do so, to foster these arrangement, Canada and Gilead, they got to break ties with the United States. Americans are getting the boot in Canada, so maybe this train is picking them up from Winnipeg and every place else too. Anyway, Morva's like, we can't let them win. Ain't no fucking way. But Mark says, what we gonna do? We ain't got no military. So it is what it is. So Morva said, that's it. So we throw it in the fucking towel. That's what we give it up. Mark tell him ain't nobody got no fight left. He tell him Mayday still fighting though. Okay? And now he's with them. Morva said, you with Mayday. Sign me the fuck up. Okay? All that black market stuff that I've learned, that I was privy to at Jezebel's, it gotta come in handy. And he like, wait, what you mean? You was in Jezebel's? Nobody leaves there. How the fuck did you get out? She said, I killed the commander. I was like, oh. He said, that's news we could use. That's news we could use. I said, tell him, Marva girl, tell him. This ain't the first time you escaped either, okay? Because she ready to sneak back in and tear shit up from the inside. And then what we get is a zoom in on her face. That's what made me notice her makeup was bad. We get a zoom in on her doggone face. That's telling me though, for real, because of the zoom. Every time they zoom in on somebody's face, that they are going to become an intricate part of whatever's going on. And they zoomed in on Moira's face. So I think we're going to see a lot more of her this season. Okay, so on the train, the women were gathered there telling their stories about life and everything that happened to them in Gilead. There was one lady named Amy that was talking. She was the Asian lady. Beatrice was the black pregnant lady that was there. And while they all discussing their stories, I was like, Serena Joy, you better not tell them that you was a commander's wife, girl. I mean, they gonna fuck you up if they find out. But she was already annoying. Amy was already no, not Amy. Serena Joy was annoying Amy and them with all her God talk. Every time that she said something, she had a rebuttal for what God said or what God could do or what, you know what I'm saying. As they shared more and more stories, Serena Joy kept apologizing to them, like, you know, what y'all went through. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Again, not saying what her role was in all their trauma that she played. Dr. Brent come back to check on June and was like, look here, about your friend. How long you know her? She said, I've been knowing her a while. She ain't one of us. She's not one of you. She's a war criminal. And I turned her in. I was like, yes. Yes. He said he turned her in. And be careful who you surround yourself with. It ain't even happened yet. But I felt it in my soul from the look that was on June's face when he said he turned her in. I said, June is going to help her ass. And I said it. I said June was going to help her. He like, the police are on their way right motherfucking now. It's what she deserves. Matter of fact, it's far better than what she deserves. June said, just promise me that you're going to keep her baby safe though. That's what I want you to do. So Brent went to Serena Joy like, hey, let me hold the baby for a second, right? And then when he was holding the baby, he starts to spill the beans. Let her know, you about to go get it, girl. He said, you know what? When I was in Gilead, they had me in the science lab. It was all men. So it wasn't hard for me to forget when a woman came into the place. So June jumped up in protection mode. Like, uh-oh, what's going on, right? Can you give her baby back? Give her baby back. He did, you know. He said, that's a beautiful boy, Mrs. Waterford. Serena Joy, baby. All the elation in my body. All the elation. All the ladies was like, who is she? Oh, I'll be damned. That is her. Get the fuck out of her. She was detained in Toronto. How'd she get free? Serena Joy was like, I was, but I escaped Gilead. I escaped to protect my son, the freedoms of my son. And then Amy was like, oh no, bitch. You're not the rat that gets to jump off the boat when you feel like it. You're the rat that sinks with the boat, okay? You built that fucking place. It belongs to you. Exactly how I feel too. But I feel it coming. I feel June revving up. I feel June getting ready to jump in like she playing double dutch and defend her. And my blood is boiling. I was angry. I've already talked to a few of y'all about this episode. I was pissed the fuck off because I knew June was about to do it. And she did just fucking that. She stepped in, physically put her body in between them and gonna tell the other ladies to calm down. You know, as women, we hate for a motherfucker to tell us to calm down. And she's like, calm down, calm down. I was like, beat her ass. That's how I felt about that in this moment. Dr. Brandt said, what the fuck is going on? Are you brainwashed? She is. June is steady defending her ass. Steady defending her ass. The police, he said, they're coming. They coming. And they show up. And he say, gonna get her. Everybody chill. Well, Dr. Brandt confirmed that the police was called. But Amy is like, fuck. Take that bitch tongue out. Take her tongue out. Burn her ass in hell. And June saying, they already cut off her finger. They already cut off her finger when she spoke up. She's already paid for her crimes. No, they did not. June, your revisionist history is pissing me off right now. They took off her finger because she decided to speak in front of the council and bring the women in because she wanted to be doing the fucking job that Fred was doing. She wasn't trying to help no motherfucker. She didn't pay for her fucking crimes. She didn't atone. She cut off her finger so she paid for her crimes. No, ma'am. So the one lady said she paid for her crimes. She paid for what the fuck she did. No, ma'am. This bitch threw people off of rooftops. What crimes did she pay for? No, the fuck she didn't. Fuck this bitch. I'm with the refugees. And I feel like Tupac. If you want to be down with them, fuck you too. Okay? She threw people off rooftops. How do you pay for that? Baby, then Serena Joy got in her motherfucking feelings and went into a whole rant about how America was full of horrors before Gilead. That they babies wasn't taken from them. They babies was saved from them. June said, Serena Joy, be quiet. Serena, stop. Shut up right now. I was like, oh no. Let her cook. Let her cook. Let her bitch ass boil the fuck over. That's how I was feeling. Tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel, Serena Joy. Let her tell us how she really feel. Why the fuck are you trying to defend her? I can understand you trying to protect Noah, but why are you trying to protect her? So she told those ladies that the ladies that have been kidnapped, the ladies that have been raped and tortured by her and her kind, she told them that she is not responsible for the tragedies that have happened to them, that they were all unfit, sounding just like Aunt Lydia, that God hated America, their country, okay, because they turned their backs on God, so he took your fucking country away. Baby, the officer showed up right in the nick of time, and Dr. Brandt was like, that's her, get her, that's the war criminal right there, get her. But being arrested is way more than she deserves. So June, like I said, she's steady trying to protect her. The cop looked at her papers, heard all the little, scuttlebutt that was going on. And he said, you know what? These papers look legit to me. And proceeded to leave. June was like, no, wait. This is her. June was not turning the tables. She was not now siding with the refugees. June was still trying to protect her. She said, I know this is Serena Joy Waterford because I was her handmaid, June. This is Serena. The cop already knew, y'all. The cop already knew. He wanted to leave her dank ass on that fucking train and let those ladies fuck her up, as they should. Okay? But June begged and pleaded with him. Take her. Please, no. Take her. Make sure she and her baby is safe. Serena felt relief because Serena didn't realize what was going on. She just knew she wasn't going to get arrested, so she was happy about that. She didn't want to have Noah be taken from her and go back to the doggone Wheelers. But June knew that if he left her on this train, she was going to be killed. And I was here for it. It wasn't until the cop started to testify on his own that Serena Joy realized that she was in danger. You in danger, girl. You in danger. He said, you have a beautiful child. I had one. He would be 11 right about now. Okay. And I had a wife too. She died in the colonies. And all of them was screaming. I'm screaming, fuck her up. He said, you know what though? You look nothing like Serena Joy. Peace out. Baby, that smile he gave her was priceless. It did good, warm my soul just a little bit. Dr. Brent was actually still a little bit confused. He didn't know what was going on either. And June was still standing there pleading for him to take Serena, arrest her, please. And Amy, like, if anyone wants to leave, y'all can go now. No, a few people left, but most people stayed in that car. And they started tormenting Serena. They would push her side by side all around. At first, June tried to protect her with her own body, and then they knocked her ass around to get the fuck out the way, as they should. The only thing that I wanted safe was baby Noah. That's the only thing I want to say. But the people on the train, they had no empathy at all in this moment. They shoved her back and forth with baby Noah in her arms. Noah was just crying. And the people was crying out too. She don't even deserve that fucking baby. She don't deserve it. She's a fucking monster. And I'm like, yes, I agree. So when June realizes that she had no power to stop what was going on, she told Serena, just give me the baby. Hand over the goober to me. Hand him over. And Serena, like, she pleaded for June to help her, like, June, help me, June. She grabbed June's hand. They tried to clasp together, all that stuff. Then none of that worked because they were still going at it. They were still shoving and pushing. And June kept asking her, hand me the baby, but she was not letting that baby go. Like earlier, June told her a story about when they came for her. They ripped Hannah right out of her arms, but she let her go. Serena Joy was not finna let Noah go for nothing. But then, to me, I was like, she using that baby as a shield. That's how I was feeling at this point. She held him so fucking tight because she thinking that having the baby in her arm was going to protect her from all this pain that she was about to endure. But these people gave no fucks. They gave none. She fell to the ground, holding Noah in her arms, and they began one by one to strike her, blow at her ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? They started to fuck her up. Again, June there pleading for her to give Noah. So June, I was like, worry about your baby. Where is she right now? Where is Hannah right now? You got this whole mob of people rushing in Serena Joy. Where's your fucking child? That stroller ain't been knocked over by now at this time. So June realized that everything's about to get chaotic. So she pulled the emergency brake, bringing the train to a halt. When she did that, people start flying, because it was a rapid stop, right? So Serena Joy was able to get up and escape from the crowd. And June told her, they ran through the cab. They ran through different cars. And they got to a point where June could open the door. And she kept telling her, jump from the train. Serena looked down. Darkness, everybody, darkness. She couldn't see nothing, couldn't see the ground. It was pitch black out there. She was like, there's nothing there. Where the fuck would I go? I can't do it. And she's still holding her baby in her arms, and she's telling her to jump out this fucking train. The mob on the other side of the door, because June had locked the fucking door, banging on the door. And the windows are starting to shatter, right? That mob is angry, rightfully so. They was broken. So they was breaking that fucking door down. Okay, Serena turned around and looked again like, okay, should I do it? How can I do it? There was nowhere for her to go. So June shoved her ass off the train. June shoved her. The train had started moving again because I guess they got the brake unlocked. The train started moving. They wasn't going as fast as they normally would, but they was picking up steam and starting to move again. And June shoved her ass off the train with baby Noah in her arms. Amy was pissed. And I said they should have threw June ass off with her. Because they called her a traitor. And they left her on that damn train. June should have been thrown the fuck off too. I've been telling y'all since season 3 that June is selfish as fuck. She had all those women rally around her to help her kill Commander Fred Waterford. But when they wanted to enact some revenge on Serena Waterford, now this bitch got a heart. She always had a heart for Serena. Fuck her. Fuck that. Okay. June, to me, I love my viewers. I do. But I'm just going to have to be real here. June, to me, is the prime example of how I view the Republicans and how I view a good majority of white folks, even some that are our allies. Because no matter what wrong that they do as a race, in the end, they end up standing by each other. They're willing to overlook the wrongdoings of the people that's causing others pain. And they're willing to make excuses, justify it. Okay? And again, they are amongst the people who want us to forget and forgive for their own self-benefit. That's what it is. That's really what it is. Anyway, they left June alone, left her on the train, and she ended up falling asleep. The train has now reached the end of the line, and they are in Alaska. One of the only 2 states that remains. The flag only had 2 fucking stars on it. So she was now back in the United States of Hawaii and Alaska. June was told to go get in line at the medical place. Everybody else was already gone off the plane. And then you see a doctor or you see somebody in some scrubs walking past slowly. And I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And then I seen the back of her head. I said, that's June Mama. That's June Mama right there. Is it her? Is it her? That's what I was like. The more she walked, the slower she walked. I said, that's June Mama. Okay. She was going down a list, reading off the list on the clipboard. We still haven't seen her face at this point. And then the board just fell out of her hand in slow motion. I said, yep, that's June Mama child. Hey, Holly. Hey, girl. Holly Senior. Hey, girl. Hey. This is who Nicole is really named after. Okay. So she did not end up in the colonies after all. That was the story that they gave us. That all the doctors that was like who performed abortions, remember her mom worked in Planned Parenthood, that all the doctors who performed abortions were sent to the colonies. And here Holly is, standing tall. June heard her mama's voice, and she was like, June Osborne, sweetheart, where are you? June turned around and said, Mama. That was such a precious moment. I did want them to throw her ass off that fucking train though, but I was joyful in this moment. I was. You know, they didn't have the best relationship, in her growing up, but they had started to bond and started to mend. I wonder how she's going to introduce her baby to her mama. And she's going to say, hey, this is Holly. Did she remember that she named her Holly? Because I do. Okay, I do. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Leave it in the comment section. And we're going to roll on with this season. They got 3 episodes that came out Tuesday. The next one y'all will get over the weekend. Then the 3rd one y'all probably get Monday or Tuesday. Then we'll start doing them weekly from here on out. I still am going to finish out season 1. I'm going to just drop them sometime throughout this week. I appreciate y'all being here. Peace.